So to start off, could each of you introduce yourselves and share your role within Stillwater?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that sounds fire.
You first. I know. It's
Sure.
like I love this. You first.
Sweet.
Go first.
I'm Alec Mueller, and really, my role in it has been just like lyrics, but same with Kira. And then, but I do all the mixing and like audio engineering on the stuff. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
my role.
I was gonna say you're the master.
Yeah, for real.
No,
I'm so nervous.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
bro.
I'm sorry. You do this
Dude,
every
yeah,
day.
for
You
real.
can't. You gotta like
No, you guys are
understand.
fine.
You gotta understand. I'm Kira, and I guess the main role that I play in Stillwater is just like that artistic vision, maybe trying to bring like what both of us see in our minds like to paper, whether that be with words like
Yeah.
Alec was talking about, that lyricism, or like the melodies. So.
Yeah. You're way more visual, I think as
so
far as
too.
that goes. Dude.
Yeah.
And it's nice because I'm very like, I love trying to figure out how to make it happen.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
like you're so, like you'll have like this crazy idea where I'm like, I love it.
Well,
and
dude,
we'll
I think
figure
it's
it
like
out.
yes. I
Yeah.
think you're left brain, I'm right brain with it for
Real.
sure. I
That's
think
sick.
it's So that's our answer: left brain and right brain.
Well, that's good for partnership, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you like primarily the vocalist, or are you getting down on the vocals as well?
It's definitely a mix of both of us, I
Real.
would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also depends on the song. I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
we've switched it up to where it's like we want to have this piece be a focus of more of a higher a higher tone or a higher vibe or.
I don't think that's even how we actually think of it, though. I think it depends on who the song is like coming from. Really.
No, that's okay.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
better way to
saying?
explain it, for sure, man.
You know, but one of the things that I've loved about when we do hop on a track together is the way that like my voice becomes like almost like a trampoline for yours.
Oh,
You know what
I
I'm
love that.
saying?
Yes.
So yours kind of just bounces and floats through the track, and like mine kind of keeps it like it just gives it something to
keeps us
bounce
grounded.
off.
Yeah, man, that's
It's
amazing.
it's been a cool sound.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. That's
I
great.
do love you guys' sound.
Thank you,
Yeah.
dude.
Thank you
That's
so much.
awesome.
I'm primarily like hip hopper, so it's not even like my genre.
Dude, sick.
But like, I used your guys's and another artist by the name of Saw as like
Okay.
my openers. It's like a soft opener, but like gentle, relaxing, chill, thought provoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys do have a great vibe.
Dude, I appreciate
No,
that.
yeah,
That's
seriously,
sick.
yeah, we appreciate that so much.
And so how far back do you guys know each other?
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, I was like, we started, I moved to Longmont and I was like starting high school right at the end of 8th grade. And I think that's kind of when we met. We became friends right away. And, I remember a specific class we had, and we were writing vignettes and some poetry, and that was like one of the big things we connected onto, and it just went from there, man. It's been almost 10 years.
Dude,
of
that's
friendship.
unbelievable. I know. I
Yes.
started doing the math.
I was like, it's
no
almost,
way.
it's really been almost 10 years.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
What's up? Vignettes,
Yeah.
poetry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I feel like the music has always been for me is like I just love poetry, but I think it's so interesting how like when you because that's like almost like what I feel good at, I guess, is writing the lyrics, but then combining that with that sound, it creates something so new, and that's been like it's just fun. It feels like an experiment every time.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know what I'm
yes.
saying?
So how would you guys describe like your genre of music?
I don't even. I'm like, that's so
I was
tough.
just about to say, I'm like, that's a good way to put it, even with the genres. I feel like each song has a little bit of something, and I think when we're writing, our whole goal is to like put ourselves in that moment, in that experience, and so
Yeah.
all experiences feel different. That it's raw, that human
Real.
experience, and it's I couldn't put us in a box. That's what I would say. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, when I
I'm
was-
like, same. I have no idea.
If you want like I guess a technical answer, it would be like alternative bedroom pop. Let's say that. Is that a good? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying alternative music for,
Yeah.
for my own description
Yeah.
on my show. And I was like, Yeah, I don't know. I don't really got anything other way to
It's hard,
dude. That's
man.
awesome though, because I
Yeah.
think that's what we always like wanted from it.
Yeah,
You know,
to come
was
from it for sure. Is,
yeah, for real.
Are you guys familiar with natural calamity at all?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I think you guys might want to check them out.
Okay,
Just
sick.
you guys' stuff kind of reminded me of that a little bit. They have
Amazing.
a song called "Dark Water and Stars."
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I was about
dope
to say, I
name.
was like, let me write this down.
Yeah,
You said natural calamity.
yeah, natural calamity,
Nice.
dark water and stars.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that's beautiful, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we'll
is.
definitely have to check them out.
I was just like, I don't know, this like trying to like vibe match
Yeah.
for when I'm like planning shows and stuff, and I was like, yeah, like for like a dreamy, ethereal,
Yeah.
like slightly spiritual vibe.
Yeah, dude, sick.
like, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, at what point did you guys realize that this could become something like serious artistically?
I don't think I don't think we ever got to that point, because it's not. I think it feels different than. I mean, because like I do like performances and like I like entertain, you know, and that's in its own way. It's like I measure the success of that like monetarily in a lot of ways, but nice.
It's so cute. Thank
What?
you.
You're
A
welcome.
moon milk.
Dang, that sounds good. Yeah,
That's so
that looks
cute.
really good.
Really
That's
The
nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see if it's
Yeah, for real.
good.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Color
if you would split
changing.
one of those muffins with me, I'm so hungry.
I will 100% split one.
Bro,
of them with you.
yes, I'm like,
Why?
real pause for a second, dude. And then yeah.
You could have asked for anyone. You could have asked for a bite. I'm like, oh, there's a whole muffin here too. But no, they're
wow.
good. What'd you get?
This is a kratom tea.
Yeah,
Or
nice.
kratom soda.
Yummy.
Yeah, orange green.
Oh, yum. Okay, good.
But I don't know if you ever had kratom before.
I have.
But it's actually like horrible. It tastes so
It's the
bad.
worst, right? Yeah.
This wow.
Ooh, it's light. It's like airy. It's beautiful. I love it. It's as like pretty as it looks. Actually,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
It's awesome. Now this is crazy. Used to say this on record.
I know.
Used to drink. Used to do kratom all the time when we went to the casino in the Navy.
Okay.
And we would like just take it in like pill form.
Yeah, the capsules, right? Yeah.
Before we knew how to do that with the pill forms, we would mix it in our drink and like just suffer
it's
through
gnarly. Yeah.
it. This I don't taste it at all.
Really, I've dry scraped
This
kratom before,
This
and
just
it's
tastes like orange kratom.
yummy. It's good. That's
Yeah.
good then. That's yeah. That's part of my reason. Like even kava has a weird
Yeah,
funky
almost
taste.
like peppery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kava?
Yes.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
little bit. It's like really earthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, so you were going off.
What was
of,
that?
how you
Oh.
do your magic thing.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
go
yeah.
off of the value.
Yeah, I think for us, the moment you're kind of talking about of just realizing that, I think the importance of what you're doing was, I think, you know, it was so i- introspective in a way that neither of us had like really tried to create anything from. And I think that when you start doing that, like the success came from, you know, feeling more like how deeply can we understand this like abstract or like big thing, you know, whatever. And that's when it started to feel you're like it's important because it feels it felt like healing in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely was gonna say the same thing, man. Except maybe like I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. Was I don't think that we've never reached it. I think it's probably that's been from the start that artistic value and that like we've
Yeah.
always talked about how both of us just we're friends so much because we both create, we're both creators, and we both know that like internal struggle, that what it feels like to like want to expand your mind. And we just relate on a lot of those things, especially, you know, spiritual topics, intellectual topics. And so to work through that in a music way was really, it was really powerful. Like you said, that healing. I think a lot of our music too, we put in, like I said, real experiences and gathered like how we always sat down and were like, how did this make us feel? You know, like what did we what did we gain from this? What did we what did we take away? What would you think another person would take away from this?
Like a whole post-mortem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
for
bit.
real,
Yes,
for
yes,
real,
you
for
have
real.
to. You have to.
Ah, dude, but that's cool though. Because you don't really expect anybody to feel it like you feel it, you know. But then when you have people that would reach out to like us and
That's
be
what I
like,
was gonna say.
you know, like, dude, I just went through this, and I mean, that's when you're like, oh, this is important. So maybe
Yes.
that would be the moment, is when you realize it has an impact on people who you've never met, you know.
Right?
Like,
That's
yeah.
That's
For
it's an
real.
amazing point too. I mean, that feeling of when we had people like you said, messaging us, coming out to us, being like, "Dude, we listen to your track all the time. We love you guys. You know, when are you guys gonna make more? When are you guys gonna go live?" And
It started
It-
the paparazzi.
Yeah, oh
It was
my-
exhausting.
yeah, no flags, no
yes.
flags.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no, for
Nice.
real.
Just trying to eat my
real.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
my blueberry
trying to figure out how we're gonna
That's
split
all
this,
I need.
dude.
You know,
I'm
you
gonna
can cut
cut it
it straight down the middle. Yeah, silly. But yeah, I it was the coolest thing to have people connect because, as we've connected on that visual art, another like connection I have with it is if somebody can look at the piece that I've created in any like whatever media, right, and feel something and be able to articulate that, and
amazing.
Dude, yeah.
did
there
you
we
just
go,
cut
brother.
that with toothpicks?
Yes,
With
bro.
2 coffees.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah, that was
oh my
listen,
gosh,
dude. We're just getting started,
insanity.
dude. We're
Yeah,
just
we're-
getting started. Bro, fire.
Oh, that's honestly, that was seriously.
crazy. Yeah, I actually can't believe.
You gotta
dude,
send
just
us this
a little
like
intuitive.
unedited. I want
that's
all the
going.
little.
I'm launching that.
Dude, that's fire. Yeah, dude, let him know.
Oh my gosh!
They'll
But
do
yeah,
like an animated replay.
yeah, a little slow mo
Nice.
playback.
Unexpected
For real.
muffin cutting skills.
Yes.
Gordon Ramsay, who just like culinary king.
Culinary king. Nice.
But yeah, that was a super special thing always to feel somebody like take something from whatever I've created and like you said, they weren't in that moment or maybe they weren't thinking exactly, but they can relate in
Yeah.
100 different ways. And that was the coolest thing to see. That's super special.
So what made you guys decide to work as a duo rather than pursuing separate paths?
Oh man.
Take your time.
Yeah, I was like, you take it away, man.
Really.
Yes. I have like yeah, you first.
You guys are my first duos that I've interviewed.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed with the music industry in general, it's not much of a thing anymore. Like duos and groups.
Really?
I've kind of a lot
Yeah.
of people. I think I don't know. A lot of people want to do it for other reasons than just creating, which is unfortunate to say. I think we've talked about it, and what I would personally think is that we always felt like there was no other way than to do it together.
Yeah.
That's kind of just how I felt. I know Alec has worked with other people in the past, music-wise. We've worked with people in the past, music-wise, on some tracks.
Yeah.
And Alec has had like his own little career with Hints of Blue, and
Yeah.
So
I think there's something like, because like I've done some of the solo stuff, like with like you're talking about with Hints of Blue, and it's such a different experience, when you're trying to, create that like from just you, and when you bring someone else in and it was like it was just like the mosaic that comes together. And I think I was just more interested in that. I think it was more fun and more
Yes.
exciting
that's
because it felt like you're trying to, because we're we've been homies forever,
Yeah.
but we are so different.
Right.
You know, we're
I
like
think- yes.
super different.
And I think
for
we
real.
definitely push each other too.
And I think you can feel it in the music.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
I
so
would
cool
agree
because
with
you're
that.
coming from two different places, not just like awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, and it's just like it. I think it feels, you know, growing up in such a small town, you know, I think it's like I've always loved that the idea of creating something bigger than yourself, you know, and seeing how, you know, how wide your reach can go and stuff. And that's sharing that with someone is like just so, it's just energetic. It's so exciting. And you
Yeah,
just
it's
feel like,
motivating.
yeah, you're like, this is platinum, dude, you
Right,
know,
it's cool
like
to see
for
you
real.
meet somebody that like really shares that same vision as you,
Yeah.
and you're like, we've used this rocket ship analogy for years now. Of like, dude, we're on this rocket ship, man. We're fucking, you know, this is where
10
we want to
bands,
go.
bro. 10 bands, you're down. You're down 10 bands.
Please.
There's peace
No,
right then and there.
exactly, exactly
Wow.
Lost an
It
entire
happens
fortune.
quick,
I'm
dude.
like-
It happens quick.
It does. I know.
Wow.
Like 10,000.
Nice.
I would
yeah.
run. I would totally run away.
I got
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I got
You owe me.
10,000 in
Yeah, dude.
Monopoly dollars.
Yeah.
Like that's about
Real.
it, my
Dude,
friend.
we'll be dropping from Mexico.
Yeah, that's real.
Exactly.
Be changing my name. Anyways, I lost my train of thought.
Dude, yeah.
I forgot to.
Sorry,
No
y'all.
stress. I think you're, yeah.
Well, we were talking about like working as a duo.
Oh,
instead of
yeah.
working
Right.
separate paths.
It's challenging at times, too.
It is, yeah, because we're obviously gonna have, you know, I should say that the grand vision is the same, right? But there
Yeah.
comes the speed bumps
Mhm.
in the way, you know.
Well, what do you do? Do you like, yeah.
Well, I do all kinds of stuff like singing, rapping. I do murals, graffiti, illustrations.
Dude, cool.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah,
talented man.
I really
Oh,
came
yeah.
into this
Crazy
not knowing much
talented
at
man.
all,
Okay.
dude.
Dude, I
yeah.
hadn't. I honestly, oh my gosh, I feel I've been so busy that I'm like,
Mhm.
him and I, we in between your filming, your like, we just have not had a chance to
Yeah.
catch up and maybe like gas you up like Sean does this.
Yeah,
But at
dude.
least you get
But for
to
real,
you get to
it's
make
cool
your own
'cause I
impression.
want to just, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
yeah.
For real.
Yeah, so I just came back from Dallas yesterday. for,
Okay.
I made a 10-track album out there during spring break.
Wow,
nice,
bro.
man.
In on spring break, too?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's been like 3 years
Beautiful.
since we dropped.
I know.
For real.
Listen.
But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take a break.
Wow.
I did a whole album in like a week.
So, dude, I gotta ask you, like, bro, like, because I feel like that's the struggle for me is I will get so I get so deep into like, you know, oh, like I need to fix this little sound and now this doesn't sound right. And I think that's where we always like, where the challenge comes from is, you know, I'm looking for like, I want it to sound exactly like it does in my head.
Mhm.
And I think Kira's good at pulling me out of that and reminding me that making something authentic is more important. And
Always.
you know,
Yeah. I will say like as a hip hopper,
yeah,
it's an
dude.
interesting thing now because like how the technology's changed.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that they manufacture, like some of the like prime albums,
Yeah.
versus like how they do it now, and you'll see like an artist that was like stellar in the '90s, and they'll produce something now, and it's like it's very like overproduced
Bro.
or underproduced in certain
Yeah.
areas, but like lyrically they're still there,
Yeah,
but it just sounds weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds off. It sounds
Okay.
corporate.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
And like it's not always like on the corporate level, but even like on the independent level, it's just like they don't know how to use the modern tech to get that same feel.
Yeah.
So like all the imperfections and stuff that you hear in there, and like the static pops and all that stuff that was on those basic formats, it makes it sound the way it should.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a great way to put
Yeah,
that.
Like
Yeah.
how it
exactly.
belongs.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like, but I totally get it as somebody who's like also like
Yeah.
a visual artist and engineer and all that
Right.
stuff,
Yeah.
obsessing over details.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, right.
Dude,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, coming from a visual artist perspective too, right? I've done that too, where I've sat with a painting for hours and hours, and you paint over something so many times. But I think together, especially with music, to me, if you have a message and you have like the soul to complete that message and the drive
Yeah.
to complete that message musically, like there's somebody out there that wants to hear it. And I've told
Yeah.
him, even with the EP that we've released, like, dude, it's not perfect, but that's the point. It's not supposed to be perfect. Like
It feels accurate
corporate
to
is
that
a good
time.
word. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's accurate to exactly how we were feeling, what we went through during that time. And you know, I've gone back and listened to those tracks on some of my hard days and related to those songs in different ways
Yeah.
too, and gone back and I'm like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
So it's never perfect, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting thing about music is like it's totally like your state of mind when you're receiving it or enjoying it.
Yeah.
And that's what you take away from it, and it's the same lyrically or sonically or whatever, and you're getting a different meaning from it every time.
Yeah.
Just based off of what you're going through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if somebody spent one full day with both of you, what would they quickly realize about your dynamic?
Whoa, that's a great question, dude. Yeah.
Can we phone a friend?
Yeah, for real.
Can we phone 5
Nice,
friends?
nice, dude. What would they realize?
Oh man.
Yikes.
I know.
my
I'm
gosh.
like, my first word
Yeah, for real.
that comes to mind is.
I feel like you're supposed to gas yourself on these, but I'm like,
I
oh
know.
no. I'm like, what would they really realize?
Yeah, I was like, I mean, we could do the good and the bad, right?
Mhm.
Because that's authentic.
That's a good way to do it,
That's
yeah.
real. So
What would you say is the good and the bad?
the good, I think, is how connected we are to each other.
Yeah.
We have that type of like brotherly bond of
Real.
we can look at each other from across the room and like have a conversation.
Yeah,
and
real quick.
So many times
Yeah.
be like, dude, we're done with this party. We gotta get out of
We
here.
gotta
We're
go.
done.
Yeah, for
Oh,
real.
we gotta go.
Yes.
So yeah, I think, like you said, we are very different in some ways. And
Yeah.
throughout the years, I mean, 10 years of friendship, anybody is gonna have
Real.
some tribulations. But
Yeah, real.
we both have really strong personalities, and so when we do butt heads or we do feel wounded by each other, it's hard for us to open up about that. We open up about everything to each other except
Yeah.
when it comes to us, because I feel like, especially when we made all these like tracks,
Yeah.
man, we went out as a unit. Like we
Yeah,
it was like
literally.
you didn't see one without
That was a
the
great
other.
way to put
Yeah.
it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a crazy time.
Dude, yeah.
But the way that we want to go, the direction we want to go with Stillwater now is
Yeah.
going to be super cool.
I love
it's,
that.
Yeah, it's going to be, I feel like, new, and we can add a new
Yeah.
layer because we're
Well,
in a
'cause
different era, I would say.
And I think that ties into like, you know, just what I was thinking when I first heard that. And I think that in a good and bad way, I think both of us are so, you know, sentimental about things that you know, it's really cool because like in, you know, a certain sense, like every interaction to both of us feels just so important. And I think people always leave like feeling that way, like important. It's a cool thing, you know,
Yes.
not even intentionally, but just because both of us are
It's
like
just the vibe.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
and
agree with that.
you know, we're very like loving in that way. I also think it makes us like toxically nostalgic at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like it just gets. I think you would feel that too. I think I even feel it sometimes. Where even just chilling with myself, where you're like,
Yes,
God,
man.
you're like, you know, like we're here right now. Like I gotta like.
There's
hey,
been so many
there's
times.
so much.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We're, you know, I think we leaned on each other a lot in some of the hardest times, and so
Yeah.
there becomes, I don't even want to use the word
Yeah.
codependency, man, but that's kind of what it becomes. Like
Yeah.
you're like, that's my best friend. That's the only person that really knows me the best, and I, you know.
Real.
And
Yeah.
so it's like you said, it does get to be toxic in the sense of like, we wanted things to be the way they used to
Yeah.
be so bad at one point, and I think
So-
it was really impeding like us
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there became a giant roadblock. Like
Yeah.
after that, of, like we were trying to.
Well, dude, well, it's like you know somebody better than anybody else, you know? Like it is just like your homie for 10 years, you know? and then you go through something that like is like shattering in some way.
Life altering.
Right, yeah. And you don't want anyone to see you, especially someone who knows you that well, you know,
for sure.
because they're gonna see right through it.
Yes.
And it makes it, it makes it tough because both of you, you're both aware, but then it's like,
We've been a mirror to each other at times. And
Literally.
it's hard to look at yourself and be
Yeah.
like, I'm not really doing the best right now, or I'm not really who I feel like I
yeah,
used to be, want to be, can be. And when somebody knows you the best, and we've always motivated each other so much,
Yeah.
so it's like if one or the other, like, dude, like, what's going on?
yeah, for real.
That's
Yeah.
always been.
I think so. They would realize we're fun and toxic, and I think that's not too bad. That's okay. I'm
Sounds
good with
pretty
that.
cute.
That's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right?
For
It's
real.
real.
For real,
Again, I'm
yeah.
gonna use the word real because listen,
Yeah,
life,
that's a good one.
life is always gonna have those ups and downs. That's what I've learned with our friendship.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned with my relationship with the creative process, because I've struggled at times with it, and I feel like we've even talked about it. I'm like, what can I do? I've reached out even on social media, like, what can I do? And really, it's if you push too hard,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
it just makes things 10 times worse, 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Something I learned just over time is like, especially recently, it's like
Mhm.
the less I push, the more it comes.
Ah, bro.
Agreed.
Yup.
And, like,
Exactly.
The more I like, it's like I'm literally like pushing it away instead of pushing for the
Dude.
goal.
That's exactly how I see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like reaching so hard that I'm,
and-
we're
Mhm.
using the
You-
force, and
yeah.
it's
And you
it's
get on that
leaving us.
manifestation wave, dude, and it's like in that place where you're like trying to reach something, you're in a place of lack.
Yeah, but you're
So
still
how
telling
can you
yourself, I don't
attract?
have this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get this. Yeah,
I need to
and
work
we're not-
harder. I need to
Yes,
grind.
it needs to be better. It needs to be better.
Instead of just embodying that energy of like, I deserve this. It'll come to me
Yes.
when it comes, and
Yes.
letting it find you.
Like I planted the seeds, this garden's gonna grow.
Ah,
Man,
was
write that down.
fire.
Write that down.
Write that down.
For real.
Yeah. So this name change from you guys are formerly known as Hen of Blue, and now you guys are going with Stillwater. What led to that transition?
The real answer?
Yeah, running.
The real answer?
Yeah.
I think that, like I spoke about earlier, I think Hints of Blue was a project that not just Alec and I had a hand in, right? And it came from a lot of different people who are creative and awesome and amazing, and what they made was amazing. But when we sat down together, we talked about that we wanted this moving forward. We wanted this project to be new. We wanted it to feel new. We wanted to have something. I don't want to say disconnected, but maybe
I think so.
branch. Yeah, branched off, branched away, and started anew.
Real. Yeah.
You know?
And personally, I think my goal with starting something new was to, kind of like what I was just talking about, where like your ego gets so in the way because people know it's you. You're like,
it's an image.
my
right?
grandma's gonna be judging this.
yeah.
Whoever, my
I
three
mean, listen,
streamers.
right?
But it's also like even the people that you do care about, that are in your life that
that you want to listen, and
you want to listen, but you get so concerned about how it's going to be perceived through the lens of it being my music.
Yes.
And I think that's why I wanted to start something new that was like faceless in a way, while we're like doing a whole thing about it for real.
I'm like, dude, you want to do an
dude, we
interview?
gotta have it. We'll get
Listen,
into
man,
it tomorrow.
it's-
We'll come up with something else.
Come on.
We're gonna have to.
No, I think it more.
Changing the name.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's Stillwater. It's important. I think that maybe the direction that you're trying to go is not faceless, but it's more like persona-less.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's what I need to create.
Yes,
honestly,
I agree. You
right
have
now.
like an image to uphold, or like you said, the people in your personal life who worry about how you're going to be perceived.
Well, when we were first making music, I was not in like a relationship, And I think so much of the music that I've made has come from like heartbreak, from
Those
these different themes,
tribulations, yes.
real. And I think that that's still, like the lingering effects of the people that, like crack you open in that way. It's like that's still so a part of what I need to make music for. But you get so worried because you're like, I would be horrified to know that this person that I love so much is like secretly thinking that this track is about them in some negative way, and I think it's a hard like line. It's hard to figure out because you're like, is because then you're not making it from you for you. You're making it to make sure it doesn't
For others, you're
yeah. And it's
creating
out
in
of
this
love
box,
still
in this
because you're
space.
like,
Yeah,
these
so it's out of
people are
love.
most supportive ever, and they would
Real.
understand. It's
Real.
just that inner fear of like, what would I be thinking? If like
Yes.
if Shawty dropped this track about like, I would be, oh my gosh, drop the fork. But I would be
a musician problem, or a music artist problem.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
that is so
well,
real.
and I think we ran into that with True Colors, man. There were a lot of people that went around our little town of Longmont, and this was about me. This was about me, and it's like, in a way, when we talked about it, it's like, in a way, yeah, maybe those experiences, but we don't sit down and name
Yeah, for
drop,
real.
bro. It's
Exactly.
not like
this
that.
goes out to Sharon in the
Yeah.
coffee shop.
For
I saw
real.
you break that person's heart.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Rethink everything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yup.
So I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think it's
I think it's even just an inner thing, because I think it's coming to terms with like, okay, like this is something I care about so deeply that like whatever move it needs to change from something to this. And that's I think where the name like Stillwater kind of came from in general too, was this idea of like things, it's just being still, and like the still water is the water where it's like,
yeah, like
you know,
what
it's
lies
been
beneath,
still
right?
so
That
long.
Yeah, it's like stagnant.
It's
Right,
stagnant.
yeah.
And, at times
It's
it can
stagnant.
be beautiful. At times
Exactly,
it can be
because it's like you ever
super-
wash your face, and your cup in the water, and you
Still-
see
yeah.
that reflection of yourself. It's such a like sacred thing, and it's also such a dangerous thing. I mean, like water just being still, you're not supposed to touch it or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting,
man.
and just also like the feeling like time goes on, but like the water will like certain waters stay still, and I think it's
Interesting perspective.
right, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's.
I just came up with that.
I was
too.
about to say. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, that's
we
awesome.
did.
No,
We did
yeah,
not.
it's
That was
crazy. I know. Throw on a beat, dude. Yeah, oh,
holy
yes.
cow. No, I honestly, I thought about it in the terms, Stillwater, like that same thing how you're talking about. It's when it's stagnant. Sometimes it's insanely beautiful and it's also insanely dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, that's
think-
that's dope.
Yes.
I would like.
I think
Yeah.
I think our relationship with art, with music,
Yeah.
with that like creativity is beautiful and dangerous. It's intense, but it's also, the most rewarding thing in my life that I've stuck with. But yeah, the cupping of the hands. Aw,
For
no,
real.
dude.
No, but it's dope. That was dope too.
The
I'm
cupping
like,
of the hands,
nice,
I
bro.
like that. Yeah.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah, the pairing of beauty and danger is an interesting common occurrence.
Yeah.
I would say too.
That's
I would
cool.
say too.
Yeah. What is your art like gravitate towards? Like thematically, if I mean, have you ever or like, is there like any patterns that you
Oh,
notice?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like almost like resilience kind of things.
Cool.
Yeah. Showing like, hey, I'm not afraid to confront you if you try to step on me.
Cool.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's like a pretty common thing,
Yeah.
I would say, for me. Or like take the risk if you think it's worth it. Like pretty consistent like that. And then
The
there's
bravery.
That was hard, by the way.
Yeah,
that was sick. Kind
the
of like take the
bravery.
risk
I
if you
love
think
it.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's fire.
And then it's like, yeah, I always say it just to my little brother, it's like,
Yeah.
you gotta risk it to get the biscuits, man.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
it.
No,
I
for
fucking
real.
love
You know
biscuits.
it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Nice. Dude, for real.
So
I
I'm gonna
love
go
it, dude.
for it.
Yup.
Like
yup.
when I was doing the mural, I was scared of heights, like 60 feet up in the air. Never worked on this equipment before.
Inspiring.
No
man.
way.
I told you that was that was craziness.
Yeah, so it's a 2-panel mural. It's 114 feet on each side.
Bro.
40, 50 feet high, and took me 3 months to paint. And
Wow.
I learned how to make. I never operated a boom lift before. And I learned on the spot. I had my friend Miguel teach me for a 6-pack.
Dude,
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's
incredible.
exactly it.
I'm like, nothing goes wrong.
Wow. Yeah. For real.
And,
Come on.
it did at the end on the last day. Actually.
No way. What
What?
happened?
Yeah, I got stuck up there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
10 bands. Dude, both of y'all are down.
I know.
I had to get rescued by the fire department.
Whoa.
I was up there from midnight to 5 in the morning, 15 degrees.
Was this in Pueblo?
Mm-mm.
Where was
It was in
this?
Denver.
In Denver? Yeah. Okay.
But like, I mean, I was scared of heights, but I was like, I also want to get paid. That's kind of like my
Cha-ching.
philosophy there.
Yeah.
I was like, the first few times I went up, and then I'm like, wow, I'm really high up.
Did you risk it for the biscuit? Was it worth it?
Oh yeah. And I
Okay, so
Yeah, and he got it.
yeah,
And he said he got
right,
biscuits
so-
on biscuits and
Yeah,
stacked
right,
up.
Now,
He walked down
Oh
from
my
biscuits tonight.
Yeah. But that's success, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, I definitely wanted to do this. I always wanted to do this, and when I got the chance to do it, I 100% went for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it is terrifying. It is risky.
Yeah.
And it is dangerous. Like I remember, I took my dad up there. He was like calm on the surface. It took him like 50 feet up, and we're just looking around.
Yeah.
So you want me to bring you back down? He said, yes. Like I didn't even finish the
It was
sentence.
immediate. Yeah, like bro, now.
Oh, okay. So you're scared too.
Real.
Let me bring you
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Dude, well, that's kind of a cool like analogy though, because that's what made it matter. You know, it's like that you want to come down. You know, you do not want to put this thing. You do not want to do this, but there's something inside of you that's like,
You have to.
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes anything worthwhile, like to create, is that, facing a fear in some way,
Yeah.
in front of the world and in front of yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because you're not like, all right, guys, check out how brave I am.
Yeah,
but
for
it's
real.
like
It's
I
more
want
like I am scared, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I am nervous.
Yes. Well, and that's my dad, man. He was always amazing about that. He's like, it's okay to be scared. If you're doing it, you're still brave. So it was like always really cool and inspiring with that. But yeah, man, I have a hard time with the eternal chase with it. Like you said, that success. I think I feel good after a little while.
Mhm.
It just I can't hold on to it and be proud of myself. I'm always trying to want to make more and do more and push more and get more out there and and improve skill wise too and
Yeah. That's it. That's a hard line to cross. But I think genuinely it just means, if there's something inside of you that's I have to get better and I have to do this. I think there's something that you're waiting to create. You know what I'm saying?
I think
There's something that you're and not destined to create because you don't have to. There's nobody forcing you to create anything. But I think if you feel that intensity, it's like, why not spend your time here chasing things that you could do wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you could screw up and that mean everything to you. It's like that's a good story to me, and I'm interested in leaving something behind here that that matters
we talked
to people.
about if at least one person if at least one person can connect to what we're doing, that's the point. It's not about being perfect, not about being the best. It's about being true to ourselves and being able to connect with others. And you said, if you can leave that legacy, or at
It
least
makes
something
them.
behind,
You
be
open up the
vulnerable.
conversation within themselves.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can do that, you can let someone see you confronting this thing that they can't look at in the mirror, just like I can't look at it in the mirror. But you're
Real.
up 50 feet and you're like, I'm going to put it on
That's
Spotify.
right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, then they're like, man, you know what? I'm not alone. And I think that's my biggest goal with all the art I create is I think
Yes.
that's what art has done for me is whether it was movies or whether it was literally magicians and magic tricks or whatever it is or paintings, or music. it's always like left me with this feeling that I'm just not alone here. And I'm like, if I want to be a part of that like mountain that people have built.
That's oh my gosh,
For
that
real.
analogy, that mountain.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
You be feeling connected.
Dude, for
Absolutely.
real,
Like
yeah.
I'm a part of this.
That's
Exactly,
Yeah, part of
yeah.
something, yeah.
So, on that vein, what emotions and themes or ideas, and you guys kind of touched on this
Yeah.
already, but do you guys find returning most often in the music?
Oh.
Growth for sure. I would like I would even say in terms of growing pains, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
especially for the time, I think a lot of it came from loss. A lot of it came from not only loss of others, loss of whatever, it was also loss of ourselves. And having to kind of look in the mirror and confront that, and trying to find ourselves again through creating.
Yeah.
So,
Same.
right?
I absolutely
Like,
agree with that.
Also that you touched on it, that connection piece of that theme of feeling vulnerable so other people
Yeah.
can feel vulnerable. I
Yeah.
can't speak.
No, well, and it's
I can't
interesting
speak.
because I've never been
It
like.
sounds like you're speaking.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
you're
I'm trying.
killing
I'm
it. You're killing
articulate
it.
sometimes,
No,
you guys.
you are
Listen,
killing
I
it.
try.
No, bro, it's been
But yeah,
bars.
so yeah, like being vulnerable with like our emotions. I mean, like truth, growth.
Yeah,
I would
truth
say
is real.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting just because, one, I've never been asked that, and two,
It's a
like,
great question.
that is a great question. And right before having that other answer, I'm like having this like moment right now where I'm like, the theme that I always find myself like repeating throughout my art is it is like confronting loneliness, and like that's interesting
I
to
think
me.
that I think
Yeah.
that might be what I was put on this earth to learn, was how to be lonely and how to be okay with
Yeah,
it.
real, bro,
Unfortunately.
real.
That's
Um,
deep right there.
Yeah.
I will say it's interesting though. You say like, well, this is the purpose for this is confronting this loneliness. But then when I'm listening to something,
Yeah,
I'm feeling connected.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, dude,
that's like a perfect
real,
pairing.
yeah,
right there.
I was
dude,
gonna say it's like
yes.
great. Sounds like the
exactly.
best medicine, you
Bro,
know.
yeah,
But-
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And would you guys view like the creativity process as medicine?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
1,000,000%.
100% cathartic.
Need that,
100%.
yeah.
Yes, you
Exactly,
need that. Is
yeah.
right. I feel like it's the most helpful way I
Yeah.
have found as a person, besides being like physically like exercise, whatever, to get out my emotions, because I am an intense person, and I feel like
Yeah.
I've gone throughout my life to a lot of unhealthy coping skills and coping mechanisms.
Yeah,
And
real.
art was always, and music, creating, it was
Yeah.
always one of the ones that was there for me and didn't hurt me. You know what I mean, right? It was
Real,
actually
real,
good for
real.
me, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so I think that's where it comes from. But
Well, and that's so many artists' stories. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that they struggled with, whether it was like addiction, or you see them, eventually they overdose, or it's
yes, yeah.
this thing or that thing, and I think it's such a beautiful. It's like there's so much that happens to all of us, bro. Like there's
Oh, yeah.
so much pain in the world, and I think for me it's like the pain is gonna be there either way. So like why not like dip into that ink? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
real.
That's
It's like
amazing.
Yes.
dude, it's like alchemy in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're alchemizing from the pain. You're turning pain into something that heals. And what a more beautiful way to cope with the things that you can't control.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I got some free time. Let's do some trance music.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Yes. For real.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. I would say it's very similar for me as an artist. I would say,
Really?
like, yeah, just a lot of like trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
and then the art that I've created all around it is kind of like just making sense of it.
Real. Yeah,
I
dude.
You know?
think I could
100%.
totally- yes.
Yeah.
So, we'll get into like the process a little bit here.
Yeah.
So when you guys begin building a song, what usually comes first? Would you say melody, lyrics, production, or atmosphere?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, that was a
about to
great
say,
addition in
yeah,
that.
I was about to say, that was a great
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, that was the first thing I noticed from you guys'
Cool.
music. What's the
Really?
atmosphere?
Cool,
Yes.
dude. Cool.
Yeah.
That warms my
Yeah.
heart. Okay, cool.
What,
Yeah.
what have you heard so far? I'm like interested.
It would be True Colors.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay,
what's
yeah.
the other one?
Poison?
Poison.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Dude,
Yes,
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
We.
Two very atmospheric pieces.
I was about to
dude,
say,
that's
yeah,
sick.
especially True Colors. I feel like,
Yeah.
even throughout that process, like all the way to the end of like mastering production, we wanted to build a vibe. We wanted to be able to drop like somebody into a space and like into our vision with that song. And yeah, there were some like, I can't remember if it's a train pulling up in the beginning.
It's the subway sound.
The subway sound,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And it's just those little touches that we were so set on being super intentional, and like I feel we're integral to, like you said, the atmosphere. You know, the atmosphere.
And you were like, because I had made music with like one of my friends, like who just he's like insane with the guitar his whole life, you know, like, and that's his thing. But we had done a couple things. I'd come up with lyrics and stuff. But you asked me on True Colors, which was the first song we did. You were like, it was the sound of something that was going on, and you were like, what does that sound feel like to you? Like, what does it look like? And that literally changed the way I make art.
Just now because I remember that. That's what we always did when we sat down and we created like this music.
We're like, where are you?
Yes. What are you seeing?
Feeling?
What are you feeling?
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody? You know, that's
dude,
around. It's
and dude, it's
powerful.
It's a pain in the ass to put it together, but dude,
swear,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. I was like, tap me up. I swear, man.
It's
crazy.
Dude, it's such a pain to put it together. But when at the end you go out to the car, you know, and you're like, it's like 3 a.m. and you're like, dude,
worse it.
Exhausted, but you're like, let's listen to it in the
3
car.
a.m. I think you're being generous.
I am being generous.
6.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it. Yeah, for real. Dude,
trying to keep it light,
you
but
get in it, dude. But then when you hear it and you're like, oh my god, we're like that just came from like that came from us.
Yes.
And it's a cool feeling. I know you feel that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's a lot of times where I'll listen to something I made, especially like after getting some distance from it.
Yes,
and
bro.
it's like, I can't believe I made this.
For real.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yes. Yeah, I've done the same thing. You know, we've sat back and even the things that we haven't loved, I've still like, well, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, dang, not too bad. With that ego or that like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to mess up. I don't want
or
to.
even just wanting to sound good.
Yes.
Even just wanting your voice to sound
that fear.
good.
Yeah, it's that fear, and instead of just being like, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know,
because you're trying to make something good, but that's not even why you're making it.
That's right.
You know
that's
what I'm
exactly
saying? Like,
right.
yeah.
It's not why we're making it.
For real. Or like, we're trying to make bad music, bro. You know, that's our thing. That's our genre.
Make terrible music.
Our,
that's the genre. It's garbage music,
I
actually.
love garbage music.
For real.
I'm a raccoon.
Yeah. That's fire,
we love
though.
Trash Pandas. Listen.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like it for when I'm creating a song and stuff. It's not always like entirely realized at the moment.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like there's a certain idea that I need to express here. So like when I got into rapping and hip hop, it was for therapeutic reasons. It wasn't for like I need a golden chain and like be tricked out and like everybody be impressed with me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, all right, what's the realest thing I can say right now? Like,
dude,
not to impress people, but like to help me function better.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
I think
that's really cool.
Yeah, I had to make that switch. I think for the longest time, I was in a spot where I was creating out of a need, out of like
Mhm.
therapy. It was, boosting my mental health. It was boosting my like confidence even in myself because I was like, oh wow, you look in front of you, what you create, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I actually did that, like you were
Yeah,
saying.
real.
Yeah.
But it gets hard when when you start selling your work, you start, like
Yeah.
you said, you feel like you have our
Well,
three
dude.
streamers or
Yeah,
whatever,
for
our
real.
audience,
Exactly.
right? I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh man,
I'm like, dude,
Shout out
nah,
to
they're
my
expecting
three
this.
streamers.
Yeah,
Shout
for
out to the
real
three
though. Day
streamers.
ones. Day
Mom,
ones.
dad, and
Yes,
Lexi.
dude. Yeah, for real. Lexi. Nice,
Like,
dude.
literally-
Lexi, shout out on
Like,
that.
yeah, shout out to Lexi.
It's my little sister.
That's awesome.
We love
Yeah,
her, but
dude, yeah. Well, I think it gets tired, dude, because it does make you feel confident, and you're like, dude, I'm good at this. But then what happens if the next thing you make isn't good?
well, yeah, it's
You know
like
what I'm
chasing a
saying?
dragon a little bit.
Yeah.
On that
Well, and then
that-
it's the fear. It's like, oh, well, it's got to be good.
yes,
You
and
know?
yeah, you're
Because
trying to
it's
hold
too
yourself
tied
to a standard.
like, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is how it goes a lot of the time. I'm
No,
sure
it's
half
fine.
of this is we're gonna be
Yeah.
talking over each other because we both have ADHD and we both are just like
Literally.
have to
it's like
communicate
a-
at the same time. We're interrupting.
Like,
That was
Yeah.
awesome. So, what kind of artists, genres, or experiences shape the sound you guys are making?
that's a cool question.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
Instantly, like I've had thoughts of like who was that duo that everyone like said that they used to like we reminded them.
Are you talking about Oh Wonder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yup.
Oh
I love
Wonder.
watching you guys work
Wonder.
that
Yes,
out.
I was like, wait, what was that? What was it?
Exactly.
Because I'm like, I
Bro.
know, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, because I was
Um,
thinking the same thing.
Yes. So we used to share a lot of just like, shall I say, on the underground side of indie music
Yeah,
when we were
yeah.
younger. And Oh Wonder was one of the big ones that
Yeah.
we both were like super
I
into.
love the one. I
and-
still love that one.
Of
They're
course,
great, bro.
of course.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like that kind of shaped a little bit of
Yeah.
our sound. Is that vibe?
Yeah. Literally, because dude, what I loved about Oh Wonder was I had never heard a duo like with a male and a like female artist where the female was the lead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
was like, I felt like there was so much power in that. Like it was like I just had never heard it.
It
and
was
I
an awesome
loved it.
dynamic. Yeah,
For real.
It,
And
it is.
I wanted to try that.
right.
You know,
yeah.
and it just worked.
I think
you
that's
know?
what I was gonna say. I think
Yeah.
it honestly, it stemmed from us singing
Really?
those songs in the car together and being like, oh, that actually sounded pretty
Exactly.
dope. I thought,
Yeah,
it was pretty nice.
real,
I was like, we
yeah,
actually
yeah,
harmonized
we're
like
like,
crazy.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say for me though, I have to give the Hale Acre shout out, dude.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
My favorite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's the band is actually like composed of. Do you know Low Swimmer? Okay. Yeah, it's he's in something else too. But yeah, it's Low Swimmer and then Chelsea something, I think, dude. And you gotta cut that. That's wrong for sure. But dude,
Okay.
it's so stripped down. It is like it's literally like the most bare like vocal. It's just like a little guitar pluck and like poetry on top of it, but it feels so massive. It feels like an orchestra, you know. And then I met this guy in Longmont where I was living at the time who opened up a new art gallery, and I like stopped in there, and he made because I just went in because I was like bored or whatever, but I had never connected with visual art before in my life like
Really?
I did that day. Yeah, it literally just changed my view of everything. I made a whole like short film like documentary for him because I was like, I want to support you, dude.
Wow.
Because his whole thing was he made cave art. So it was like, but it wasn't like just like a drawing of a cave art. It was like the canvas was supposed to be the cave wall, and it was like these little figures were, you know, representative of what we chose to, you know, at this moment the symbols we choose to leave behind.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And it was so cool because I mean he did like a hot rod series too, where it was literally just cars in a super sick way. But then in his cave art, like hidden in the wall is like the hot rod, and it's like
Yes, I love
it's
that.
beautiful, and it's like right, it's like how much can you strip this thing down of that you can do anything
The bells and whistles.
with your art. Yeah, there's so much to do. So it's like when you have unlimited options, I think it's more challenging to be like, how simple can I make this while still creating a feeling that feels like it's a million
Like you said,
cents
super
and
massive. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, Haylaker is that
It
that vibe.
dude
man.
blew my
Absolutely.
mind, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
great band. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You find it's much like the tower.
Was there a particular song or moment that made you feel like you had truly arrived at your current identity?
Mm.
Toast offers.
Not the
Like, what are you gonna
you
say?
can pull. I know. I don't want to.
For real, no, run it. You have to.
Well, I just think about when we created this music, we were going through a wild time in our lives, and we call it the Renaissance.
The
And
Renaissance.
so, yes.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I think back to the Renaissance, like the
Yeah.
playlists, man, and I'm like, I don't know, doses and mimosas.
Yeah,
I think
oh
one of those
my
big moments.
God.
I think I don't know.
Cherubs, right?
Oh, bro, yeah.
What would be another one?
Are you talking about with our music or like with other songs?
I don't know. We
Cool.
can say either one.
Cool.
Did I
Yeah.
interpret that? the
No,
wrong way?
dude. Well, no, because you could interpret it either way.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty open to interpretation.
Is it okay? I
Yeah.
was like,
Cool.
wait,
This
did I
is-
miss?
this is not a
I
passive
missed
fail.
something. Okay, no, stop.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But yeah, no, I just think back to that time. Where it was
Yeah.
like, well, because I just thought about my identity.
Yeah.
Music wise, I would definitely say Poison.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that
Cool.
was a moment for me that I don't know. I felt comfortable to, I think, expand a little bit on what
Yeah.
our current sound was at that time and
Yeah.
build more of like my identity into our music with that song. And
Yeah.
so I think that's my
There's a lot
answer.
of you in that song.
there for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I think I poured blood, sweat, and tears into that one. For
You did.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. And it's like, because I was trying to match that vibe. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to match that, because it was this release of this, like, you hold something back for so long and you bottle
Yes.
something up for so long. And the power in, like, just, like, releasing that and, like, letting that cut through, it's got to be insane.
It was so
Yeah.
mind-numbingly intense would be the best way to
Yeah.
put it. To be that vulnerable with like not only everyone like we talked
Yeah.
about that's gonna listen to it, but just myself and hearing myself.
Cool.
This is
Go
what-
in like that.
yeah. And what I really like my voice had to say from like going through what I was going through at the time, and yeah, it meant a lot to me for sure.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah.
People cheer up.
I'm like, beautiful.
You like that one?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I do like that one. Yeah.
So, what do you hope your listeners feel when they spend time with your music?
Like you talked about, man, just less alone.
Yeah.
Like there's at least somebody out in the ether that feels what you're going through, hears, your pain or your joy or your curiosity, and it's cool to be able to translate that into music.
Real. Absolutely. I think it's just like something. I hope they feel something, and whatever that is like cool to me.
Yeah.
Like if you can make someone like feel, and hopefully not like this is trash, but like,
That garbage
like, yeah,
genre.
for real, for
The
real.
garbage genre,
Unless they're
I
on
feel
the raccoon
disappointed.
vibe.
Yeah.
For real.
So disappointed.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Right? No, but yeah, no. If you feel something,
Yeah.
emotions and
Yeah.
feeling, I know, are not easy for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I think the both of us, we tend to wear our emotions on our sleeve, and
Yeah.
music is a good outlet for that. And it's really
Yeah.
powerful for the people that, like you said, maybe they
For real.
aren't in tune with that vibe all the time of being
Yeah.
that emotionally vulnerable, but when they sit down with a track of ours, they can tap into that.
Yeah. And hopefully realize that that is the most beautiful thing about them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like those parts of people that you don't want anyone else to see, and that you spend so much time like of your like limited time here trying to like make sure no
to
one
conceal,
sees.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
dude.
yeah.
It's you're making yourself so small, and it's like and I think that's why a sound like yours on Poison is so powerful, because it's embracing that just power that you have, and that whatever. And I think for me, that's always come from that more like gentle sound. I think I think especially just as a man, I think it's a powerful one of the more for me, and just like my own like feelings about masculinity and stuff like that, and trying to be unbothered and not emotional, and also taking so much like ridicule and feeling so alien for that, like for my whole like life,
for having feelings,
right? Because I
yes.
was like, you're not trying to like, you're hiding yourself, but then you speak it, and like for the you speak it once, and like somebody is like, dude, me too, and you're
That
just
feeling,
like, bro,
yes.
you're like, no way.
Yes.
And then you're like, wow, like I have the power. The frequency I'm radiating on is going to be contagious. And so what are you going to put out into the world? You have the stage for 3 minutes, for who knows, it could be 10 people, it could be 10 million people.
Right.
But it's like, what do you want to tell them? And from a place of love, what do you need someone to tell you right
Yes.
now?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, that's always my goal, is I want to say something to me, that's
Yeah.
healing, freeing in some way, and hopefully somebody hears it and
That
feels
translates
that
to
power
them.
in themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Such great answers.
Dude, thank
You
you,
like
bro.
those?
I
Okay,
appreciate it.
good. Yeah,
Dude, you make
man.
it really easy to be like, open and comfortable. Like, thank
He's
you
awesome,
for the
dude.
space,
You're
bro.
amazing.
Yeah,
he's one of
for real.
He's a good friend of mine.
And-
He's awesome.
Dude, I like, they won't even be able to see this, but the necklace you have on is so dope, bro. I've been peeping that on that. What is that, like a sacred
It's
geometry?
eternal
Yes.
life, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this
For real.
is not eternal life, but this is the flower of life.
Flower
Oh,
of life.
that's
Okay.
sick.
Okay.
And so it's the same one I got tatted on my arms.
Dude,
But
what does it mean?
so this mathematically is how you create, or I guess geometrically is
Yeah.
how you create something from nothing.
Oh,
Right,
bro.
again, write that down.
Dude, on
Write
the
that down.
alchemy,
Hold
on the
on,
alchemy,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and because I'm like, and I keep bringing it up, but I'm a magician, and abracadabra, like the actual meaning of that is I create as I speak, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I love, dude, anything like that.
Yes.
Because we're infinite, you know what I'm saying? And you can even just you choosing to wear that and take that risk of, whatever, even if it didn't feel like one, allowed me to tap into like this type of conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I needed, at the time, I definitely needed a symbol for like spirituality to me. And for me, it was like the current established ones didn't,
Yeah.
never resonated with me.
Agreed.
And I thought, like, well, I'm not gonna say that here, but
For real, you're good.
Basically, just like the symbols I saw a lot of people having, didn't seem appropriate to me, like for my particular situation.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I wanted to find one, and I eventually did, and it was this one. But it was like, to me, it not only tapped into the spiritual
Yeah.
aspect for me, but also just like as a symbol of being an artist, because that's
Oh,
that's
cool,
what an
dude.
artist does. They
Yep.
create something from nothing. That is
That's cool.
creativity
Yeah.
itself.
Yes.
Dude, that's sick. That's cool.
Yeah.
For
And I-
that to be on your skin, dude,
Yeah.
too, is like cool, because that's like, it's a part of you. Like, that is just what you are. That's awesome, bro.
That's why I put it on my forearms, just so I could like remember, because I was I was in the Navy at the time.
No way.
And so a lot of like
thanks, dude. Yeah, for real.
Lot of like grueling.
Thanks.
A lot of like grueling labor and like just like there's like some weeks where I worked like 36 hours straight and didn't sleep,
Oh my god.
And it pushes you to some messed up places psychologically.
I don't know how it could him, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like I had no manners at that point too. Was just like getting so angry with people and like like we did like this anchor swap operation.
Yeah.
And spent the whole weekend working on it.
Okay.
And all kinds of stuff happened too that made it harder throughout the time.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys, cause I was like one of the lower ranking guys, and the guy who was like helping me out the most.
Doesn't seem like it's going away.
It's so crazy. We were working on like the anchor spool.
Yeah.
And it's tied with like a little like line on it, which is like a rope.
Yeah.
And he's got his hand on it, and this cook walks by and he's like, "Here, let me get that for you." And he pulls out his knife and then he just cuts open the guy's entire hand.
Oh my god.
I was like, yo.
Yeah. Unbelievable too.
What
the hell?
Yeah, I would be so. That's it. Well, how do you miss that bad?
Oh
too,
yeah, he
for
just
real?
cut the entire back of his
Oh
hand
my
open.
god,
I
dude.
was like,
Yeah.
like this guy was like the number one runner next to me, and now he's got to go to medical because you just cut
Bro.
all the tendons in the back of his hand.
I can't imagine how that hurt, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that was some
Like,
pain.
man, Book, get out of here! Like,
For real.
don't ever help us again. Like,
God.
Just stay in the kitchen, bro.
Yes,
Please.
stay back there,
Stop
bro.
trying to help
What?
us.
Yeah.
And like moments like that, and then you're pressing 36 hours straight, which is pretty grueling, and
Dude,
then like you get done at 3 a.m, and they're like, "All right, be back here at 6 a.m."
Whoa. That's unbelievable.
See, you're better than me. I'd be like, get fucked.
No,
I'm sorry,
that's
but
exactly what I did say.
You know what?
Exactly.
I was thinking, I showed up to work the next day at 9, and I got yelled at by like the whole chain of command, and I could not care less. I was like,
Real.
"Are you guys done? I'm gonna go smoke now."
Dude, yeah, no, that's so
Spent the
real.
entire
That's so real.
weekend.
You're
That
like,
is so real.
understand.
You're like, dude, I watched tendons get just torn in half, bro. I've been up for 36 hours, dude. I'm in a dark place, brother. Like, let me
I
chill.
do not care that you're mad at me.
For real, exactly. Dude, yeah, I feel that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah. It's something I gotta, it's something that I think, something that I try to remember, bro, because I'm so hard on myself, dude, about like, even in social situations, I have so much anxiety.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, and it's like the way that I've like managed to like deal with that is really by just, finding it in myself to be like, dude, I have been through a lot.
Yes.
And like, it's okay. Like, bro, if I'm weird, like, I'm sorry,
I
bro.
know,
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I've had
Like,
that
for
same
real.
conversation with myself. Yes.
Yeah,
that,
because it's like, it's okay, dude.
yes,
Like, you
it
have to
is
forgive
okay.
yourself, dude. And that's a hard thing to do, bro.
Well, not
you know?
everyone's gonna like you, but it doesn't. I mean,
Exactly.
they don't have to.
But at least the people who are gonna like you are gonna meet you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know?
and like for who you really are,
Real. It's like, dude, it's like, do you want to be, I love this thing. I'm sorry, bro. But it's like, do you want to be vanilla pudding or sushi? Really. It's like vanilla pudding. Everybody like sort of likes vanilla pudding,
Right.
But nobody like hates vanilla pudding. Sushi, some people hate sushi,
Yeah,
bad,
Right?
it's true.
but some people love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
absolutely
dude.
right.
Definitely a more dynamic experience.
Yeah.
Sushi versus
For
vanilla
real.
pudding.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some people might not like some dynamics, but hey,
Exactly.
it's
But some
brilliant.
people might
it's
love it.
vibrant.
Some
it's bright.
people
And
might need
yes,
it.
some people
Yeah.
might need it. Some people might love it, and it
Real.
might be the most expensive one on the list. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
real.
know?
I mean, people pay way more for sushi than
Yeah, dude, that's
vanilla
me for
pudding.
real. I love
No
some
one's
sushi,
like, I
dude.
need to get some crazy
Yeah.
vanilla pudding.
Dude, I
Listen,
dude,
you
well,
never
you
know.
put the tapioca pearls in there, bro. That's
Ooh.
nice. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. That is sweet. Anyways, I'm like, we're on our interview for our
I know,
music right now. I'm talking
oops.
about tapioca, dude.
Sushi. That's all I can think
For
about
real.
now.
Sushi.
I could go
It's
for
a metaphor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so what have been some of the most meaningful milestones for you guys so far as a duo?
Get their
This.
Yeah, this is really cool.
This is awesome.
This is really dope,
Yeah,
dude.
getting to sit down. I don't think we've sat down together like this with anybody and just like
Yeah.
Oh, really?
on a public scale, right? And just
Yeah.
gotten to chat about our music and what we do, and
Yeah.
that's really important. Getting it out, you putting it on
Dude,
the
for real.
radio. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's pretty. It's a good
I
milestone.
agree,
That's
dude.
what I would
Just
say.
the opportunity to explain like why you care so much about something, dude, is awesome. And like, you know, people. I think there's so much to learn about people when you actually ask them about the things that make them light up.
Yes.
But like right now, this moment is dope, dude. I will say though, like I also went through a crazy, I was also changing coping mechanisms through like my art.
Yes.
And I think that that's been a lot of the, underscore of a lot of this has been just genuine, like real, like I want to change the path I'm on, because I think that I could do something special with this. You feel things so intensely and you just want to stop them. You're like, dude, I'm
Yes.
sick of this. For real.
Release me.
Exactly.
That's so real.
For real.
It's
Yeah.
real. It's how it. Yeah. And so the only way to get it out is to just
Yeah.
write it down.
And every time you do that, it's like you do feel more and more like, oh, maybe I can do something special with the things that have happened to me. Maybe they don't have to just have happened for no reason. Like I can give a meaning. And the more we make, and the more that we grow and get better and and sound better and find a more authentic sound, and it's like it's really it reminds me of that, how different my life is from how it was.
That point.
Yeah,
Yes.
Different when you
Good
started to-
Lord.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah. But it's like, what a beautiful thing that like, like this, a couple conversations and learning how to like, use logic,
Yeah.
can like,
Yes.
for real,
And a lot of car rides. Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
late nights of us just like
of just like real life,
articulating.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of our like just articulating our feelings and our thoughts, and we were like, dude, we can't be the only ones. We can't be
Yeah.
the only ones that feel this way. So it's good to.
Most of the conversations were like, dude, I think we're the only ones, bro.
I
Like, it was
gotta
fear.
get it out,
We were
I
like,
gotta
dude,
get it out.
I think they gotta
Might
get
be
us
the
in the
only
padded
Yes,
walls, bro.
yes.
For real.
Another
Yeah.
con hanging out with us as a duo is we affirm each other's delusions. I guess maybe you could add that to the
Yeah.
list. We're like, no, bro, we're the only ones that are going through this, and we have to remind each other. We gotta reel it in.
We gotta throw some pros on there. I'm like, we
There's
always
so
offer
many
snacks.
Yes.
We're chill.
We're
Always
chill.
fitted.
always fit it up.
Yeah.
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 We
Dude,
we
I
like
don't
to
know.
eat.
I don't
We
even
love
know.
restaurants.
For real. Yeah.
What
What
lots of food.
else?
Yeah.
You think we're fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
you
no, I
keep
like
it
it.
down.
Dude,
It's a
nah,
pro.
and
It's a
you
pro.
know what? That be me in every conversation. I'm like, do you like me? Like, for real.
Yeah, the artist is
Yup.
always the
Yup.
validation for
Real.
me of like their reassurance.
Yeah.
You think
Well,
this is cool?
I would say as an artist, I love validation.
Right?
Dude, real.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big motivator, man.
Yeah.
In life in general.
What's the like validation for your art that makes you feel that? Is it like people saying it's like good, or is it saying that they feel it, or is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, when does it hit you the hardest?
Yeah, I mean, the general praise,
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. Is the most common, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
It's
it
cool.
doesn't send me home or anything.
Right.
But like,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
it's like, thank you. I'm glad. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you like it.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
like when someone sees something like much deeper and they feel the need to tell me,
Ah, cool,
that's
dude.
that's what I like.
Same.
The most.
Yes,
Same.
100%
Yes.
agree. When someone can dissect your work and
Mhm.
just like,
They
or maybe
understand
they
it.
show you, yes, they can understand it.
Yeah.
They maybe show you something about your piece that you didn't even think
It's the
about it
best
that way.
feeling
and you're
ever.
like,
It's the
what?
best feeling ever, dude.
Yes.
And that's I gotta say one thing my girlfriend has definitely taught me. I've never seen someone like move like that because she's not, like she's an incredible baker. I gotta run that. Great,
Absolutely,
unbelievable baked
absolutely.
goods, bro. But she's never done like much like art stuff, And we went to your the Pancakes and Blues art show that you
Yes,
did,
yeah.
and I was watching her interact with like the artists there, and I watched how she had no idea what she was talking about, but she would still go for it, and how every artist was dying for
I was about
somebody
to say,
to try.
you know how special
It
that
is.
is? Like, and you don't have to, like,
It's like
be
just
eloquent in your words.
no.
Of like, oh, this
It's better
piece
if you're
means-
not, bro.
Yes, if you just,
Yeah.
like you said, this
Somebody
makes
lets
me
you feel,
Yeah.
because that's why any artist is making what they make,
Absolutely.
and it's like that conversation, to give that to an artist is like a huge.
No, she's
gift.
such a bright person. I feel like for somebody, I mean, I've seen her do her little watercolors, so she's
Oh, for real?
don't
No, she
play,
does kind of,
okay.
yeah, for real.
But no,
But
she honestly, yeah.
it inspired me to be more bold with what I think about something I know nothing about, like art. When I
Yeah.
walked into that art gallery, I was like, here's what I think it's about, bro. Like knowing
'Cause
nothing.
it's
you
so
know?
subjective, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a purpose or a meaning
Yeah.
behind work, somebody's work, but
Yeah.
that's
But you
the
don't
whole
even
point
really
is for it
know
to
it
be,
yet.
for
You know?
it to be flexible, for
Yeah.
it to, be malleable, so
Real.
it can be,
Yeah.
other people can relate
Yeah.
across wherever,
Yeah.
whoever.
What's interesting because like I would say, as a visual artist, what I'm getting out of it and what my audience is getting out of it, usually not the same thing.
Right, bro? Yeah, dude.
It's
Exactly.
never perceived the way that I perceived it when I was painting it.
Right.
What does that
Um,
feel like to you guys, though? Does it do you want them to get what you? Because on a
It's
real
not
level,
something that, like, should I say, rubs me the wrong way. If that, like, if somebody, you were to walk up to my piece and be
Yeah.
like, oh, I think this is what it means. And
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that's not what it
that's
means.
incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah, no, again, it's
For
no
real,
right
for
or
real.
wrong answers, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, that's actually like some of the best conversations I've had about my art is people coming up to me and being like, this is what it means to me, and
Yeah.
it could be a million times different than what I was originally, the intention,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
it just adds a layer of importance to that art. It
Yeah,
just
that's
shows me
cool.
like I created this, not just for my reason, but for a million more reasons.
Yeah.
So I think that would be.
True. I'm like, how about you, dude? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily like. I mean, I definitely like the validation, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
and curiosity.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't seek understanding from people like
That's
that.
cool, though.
You know?
That's cool.
Like I just don't expect it.
I feel like,
That's
yeah.
I'm just kind of the same way about it, right? It's like it's
Yeah.
cool if it happens, but
Yeah.
Dude,
not
that's
the
cool,
not
though.
the intention.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like there's especially the stuff that I make. It's there's so many ways it could hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Dude, that's cool, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like that it did in some way.
Exactly.
You know?
That's
Just-
right.
just
that's
that they
the
felt
whole,
something.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
But
Enough for you to stop and talk to me when
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
300 other artists.
Or
here
have
that you
a thought, right?
Yeah.
About it and be like, well,
yeah.
I agree.
Dude, that's cool. That's awesome. I feel like I needed to hear that too, because I mean that's also freedom in a way, knowing that nobody could understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way that you want to. So why would you make it something that you're trying to make someone understand?
Yeah, like
You
appeal
know?
to
For
there's
real.
no reason for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you
Cool.
would just wear yourself out.
Yeah, that's what's
trust me,
happening.
The
That's
burnout.
what's
That's what.
yup,
That's
that is
exactly
what
I think
happened.
what we ran into, man.
Yup. Yeah.
Genuinely.
I will say also, it's interesting when you see artists in those moments, especially like something like Pancakes or Blues.
Yeah.
Like my family, with some of the feedback that I got from it, because I did feel good, and they,
Yeah.
let's talking to all the people that were stopping by my spot, and they were like, it's interesting. It's like how different you are when you're in a place that you don't want to be versus like in those moments where you're like completely
Yeah.
in your element.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that was kind of the thing too. Everyone family friends showing up and being like, "Wow, you're just radiating."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
because I just feel like at home in a way.
Yup,
It's,
yup,
you
yup.
feel understood. You feel this overall wavelength of of peace, of being,
Real
like, you know,
yeah, it's a relief,
yeah,
dude.
like
yeah.
I've been able to show myself to the world, and like you said, that validation of even people like acknowledging
Yeah.
that. It's super important.
Yeah, and I think it sounds bad, but I think it's even just like it being done, you know,
It's
in a
true.
way, because you're like, dude, like,
That
you know what,
completion.
like I made it,
Yeah.
like you made it,
It
and then
feels like a
you're in it,
milestone,
you
yeah.
know, like that's yours regardless, and
Right.
and yeah, sometimes you hate it. Sometimes
Sometimes
you
you
love
love
it, but then sometimes people love the ones you hate, bro.
Every
I put
time.
out this song
I've
like
noticed that. Have you?
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that I'm
Yup,
like, these are
dude.
throwaways.
This one is my
This
favorite.
one
and they're like,
sucks.
yeah, whatever.
exactly, dude. It's ridiculous.
Every time.
Real.
This one, like there's one piece that I have, like this shark piece, which I did when I was 17.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like I made the guy bite the shark instead of the shark biting the guy.
Oh,
It's cool,
yeah,
though.
It was a
yeah.
nice little
yeah.
table, turning the
Right,
tables
I
or
love
whatever.
that.
It's so popular.
And that's gotta kill you, bro. I know you're sitting there
Yeah.
like, really,
Yeah.
this one? Like,
This
well,
is the
look
one
at
you
this
got?
one though. Yeah.
Nah, not that
That's
one.
me.
Not looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's a wild thing to me. What registers with people and what gets ignored.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah.
mean, and it depends on
Bro.
the person, right? Like, yeah,
Yup.
it's super interesting.
Bro, yeah. And usually it's when you're trying to do something like to like be like, this is like gonna be my finest work, bro. Like this is gonna be my most
Yes.
poetic piece or whatever.
You can't
And
do
people
it. It ruins
hate
it
it.
every
People
time.
are like,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah, I
like,
say,
you know.
don't get married.
Trash.
Yeah, for real. You
That's
gotta
right.
kill your darlings, bro.
That's
right.
Sometimes, for real.
Yeah, it's just like there's like a series of things you could do in any given moment, and I would say definitely do what you want to explore.
Yeah.
But just don't expect everyone to like it.
For real. Yeah.
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 I've told him that too. I'm like, if nobody likes it, I really
It
couldn't
doesn't
care
matter.
less, man. Yeah, we made it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's cool to make
Yeah.
and cool to create and have like be able to say I made that. There's a lot of people out there that's like, what are they doing?
Right.
You know, with their
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah,
with that,
dude.
you know, it's like at least that effort or that like
Yeah.
process of creating, like it takes a lot of guts. It takes
Yeah.
time. It takes money. It takes
Yep.
you know, being like kind of having to swallow your pride and
Yep.
you know, just
Humbling,
hope for the
yeah.
best. It is very
Dude,
humbling.
for real.
So
And you know what, dude? Tyler the Creator has a cool thing. He says he's like, he's like, I hate when someone just says like, I don't like this. You know, it's like I love when somebody will say like, I don't like this for a reason. Because that to me is just as like valid. It's exciting.
right.
Because I'm like, you're right,
Like
or
I
I'm
said,
like,
that
I don't agree
acknowledgement,
with you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That acknowledgement.
Mhm.
If at least somebody's taking it, you could hate it, you could love it, but they're at least taking the time to
But
the
figure
time
out
of day,
why.
right? To analyze it.
Yeah, figure out why you hate it.
Yes,
You know,
yeah, and have
like
that reason.
yeah.
It's perfect in art school too, because they're gonna do that whether you want them to or not.
Really? Yeah, they just they just
God.
hate it.
Yeah.
That's real. You went to art school?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I went to Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design.
Is that
It's
here?
based out- yeah, that was in Lakewood.
Sick though. Yeah.
So yeah, I went there 4-year degree right after getting out of the Navy.
Wow.
So I got one in illustration.
Nice.
Dude, cool.
I could never. I would be like, I don't know, that one of my other friends went through like a little bit of art school too, and that rejection of like, no, I'm like, again, I'm painting
Oh, yeah.
what I want. I'm not painting what you personally, one artist
Oh,
like
yeah.
or instructor thinks it would be an A piece, like
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
It would be hard for me.
The perfect phrase for that though is like, if you like really didn't like what someone said, it's like, well, thank you for your feedback.
Right.
Yeah, real. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, genuinely.
Exactly.
Now we're just
Yup.
moving on.
Right.
Exactly. yup.
Anyways, right?
Yup.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, after every project, that did get exhausting, I will say. But, like, after every project, it's getting critiqued. It's like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm here
It's
to learn.
disheartened in a way though.
That's yeah. It's like
Yeah.
invalidating of your like your inherent wanting to craft. You know, you're like, oh, I can't do this. Fuck, you know.
Yeah. I would say as an artist, like, my motivation is, like, I wanted to make that.
No, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
like that
Yeah.
was what it. You know, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So, what projects are you guys currently working on?
Man,
Ooh,
we
well-
kind of we took a little bit of a hiatus.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think.
but I think that was the word, dude. I think it was, I think it was letting it, not forcing it.
I agree.
You know,
Absolutely.
And with this Stillwater project that we're starting right now, I'm feeling, we've been
So
talking
gassed.
super inspired.
So
yeah,
gassed
for
up.
real.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's definitely Stillwater. We want to release, I would say, another album in near future. Maybe just even a couple tracks.
yeah, yeah.
It'll be so fun. Man.
Yeah,
This
whatever
project
it's gonna be is gonna
crazy.
be interesting. I
Yes.
think that's what is exciting me right now. Is I'm super interested in creating something interesting.
Yes.
I think the more music I listen to, it's rare that I hear something that shocks me in a way, and I want that. I want to hear a weird sound, or like something that
It's
comes together
unique
in
and different. Yeah.
right?
You're right.
Yeah,
The novelty.
exactly.
The novelty, yeah, for sure. Well,
Exactly.
a little, I guess, goal that I have for us too with this, this new project we have is I'm really trying to do some live stuff. I'm trying to,
Real.
yeah, I think it would be awesome for
Yeah.
us. I'm
Dude.
very much one for third spaces, as we've talked
Yeah.
about, and I
Yeah.
think it's super important.
Oh,
so.
bro. I had never, bro, felt in my life. I did a concert I got hit up because they were like, yeah, well, there was someone else that was gonna do it, but then we were like, bro, Alec makes music. So I was like, okay, I was like, bets. But then I got there and it was like, they did not know how to do the sound system yet. They didn't have any lights or
Right.
nothing. They had no real plan for it, and
Wow.
right, terrifying. But I was like, bro,
Oh man.
in my head, I was like, and my friend that I had made an album with, because I had another project called Worlds Away, and we made an album called Mead, Colorado, and she had left to go to school for music, and she was coming back right at that time. So I called her and I was like, dude, I'm gonna put together the dopest concert. I was like, I don't care, just because from my experience with stage stuff from the magic stuff, I
Yes.
have my own lighting and I have my own
Setup, yeah.
setup and stuff. So dude, it was a week of no sleep, bro. I paid Red Bull, dude, thousands of dollars that week, bro. But that feeling of seeing it come, dude, we even bought a huge massive old TV that we had to haul from Facebook Marketplace for
Crazy.
$2. And I didn't just design my set, I designed the whole, I designed everybody's. So I was like, what color do you feel during this part? What color does this feel like? Where's the hits? And
Wow.
putting that together, dude, was one of the most fun, because you see them experience themselves in the spotlight that their art deserves. And I don't think there's a better feeling for me than that.
Oh,
I love giving people an opportunity to see how talented they are, and where they could take their the little ideas that they have if they just listen to them, because they're good ideas, if you follow through on them, and to see them all dude, they were all crying at the end and stuff, and I was just that. It felt like that was dude.
It's so special. It's
I can't
so-
even explain.
Yeah, it's a out of this world feeling.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that-
awesome.
that
I'd
is
love
gonna
to put
be-
it together. for
Right?
real.
I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be on the list
Yeah.
of future projects.
More than a
for
week,
sure.
please, bro.
Right.
You
More
know,
than a
yeah,
week's time
for real,
planning,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll definitely.
Did you want to plug in your magician thing?
Dude, yeah, I'll always plug in my magician thing.
Go ahead.
Dude, so it's on Instagram, it's at Alec.adabra. So it just says Alacadabra. That's the name.
awesome.
Yeah, bro. Dude, my mom came up with it when I was 7, but honestly, I love it.
Check him out. He's pretty
But,
crazy.
nah,
The
dude,
mentalism,
it's-
man.
Real well, and why I love that so much is because I'm not a magician. It's mentalism, so it's all the mind reading and stuff, and
Right.
why I love it so much and doing those shows so much is we're talking about, feeling. That's my desire with art, is to make people feel less alone, and I think what a better medium to do that than to be a mind reader.
Yeah,
To say,
mentalism
you
makes
know what
people
I'm
feel
saying?
so seen.
Yeah, because it's like someone can see you and understand you in a moment, like
Yeah,
in
a
a way
crowd of
that feels
people.
impossible.
Right.
And so that's, like what the whole show is kind of crafted around is just how that's such a real possibility, and not on that like level or whatever, but on a level of like if you listen to what the people are actually telling you, they're telling when people speak, they're telling you what they need. And if you
Always,
can
yeah.
hear what they need, you can give it to them, and I think that creates a ripple effect like nothing else, bro.
Absolutely.
Real, yeah, dude. That was dope.
That was
You know what? I
perfect.
kind of
That was
did click
great.
on
That
that.
was great.
Yeah, but yeah.
So if someone's discovering Stillwater today, what song would you want them to hear first and why?
True Colors. That's where it started, man.
Yeah, True Colors
That's
first.
where it started. I think about.
I'd love for them to hear It's Probably Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Dude,
Honestly-
have you heard that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're in
I'm
for a
excited.
treat. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are putting all your stuff back online, right?
It's,
Yep.
yeah,
It's up today,
It's
so-
up. We're good.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
All right, I'll have to check that out. Then.
Yeah,
man.
all platforms, dude. We're so excited. Yeah, we decided just to release a few little tracks that, like we said, we're from the Renaissance, right?
Mhm.
And get that out there so people can still listen to it. We can still listen to it. Know that's a part of our journey, but also move forward and
Yeah.
start working on something new. So
Yeah.
but we're excited to finally
Dude,
have it
sick.
back up.
Yeah, I'm
and,
stoked.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
That's
awesome, man.
I'm
So.
glad that because I was like, I want to hear more. And she's like, well, I can't because like he's got to give his permission.
Because he's
Yeah.
vaulted.
Yeah.
He won't let it out. He won't drop it. Yeah.
I know. So I'm like,
exactly.
but yeah, it's probably nothing. I'm sure maybe it's a great one to play for a chill, little soft intro.
Yeah.
You choose. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would love to.
Nice.
Yeah, we did change the format quite a bit.
He's like, I haven't heard it yet, bro. I don't know about all that. No,
It's like
but
it's
yeah, I feel
recording,
you.
so I
But dude,
have to
just
make sure.
genuinely, I'm excited for you to hear it, just since
No.
you have heard the other music. Oh,
Well, what's interesting is like, so they want us to use this like whole new like way of vetting music. But if you guys give me permission, then I
love that.
should be in the clear.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That's,
Yeah, that's awesome.
totally fine. Yeah.
And then see.
Was that the police who tried to?
Dude, no, that was my. They thought I fell or something, dude. My phone started. Yeah.
Life alert.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo.
how about falling and I can't
Dude,
get
need
up?
that. Need that. Yeah.
So on that note, though, of like releases and everything, where are you guys trying to take it next, creatively and professionally with Stillwater?
Mm.
I feel like that persona-less
Cool.
vibe that we're going with is
Yeah.
really important, so we can lean into being super raw, super vulnerable, and like you said, just experiment a little bit with our sound, man, and have fun. You know what I mean?
Real.
Like what
Yep.
this sounds cool. We think this sounds fun.
Yep.
There's even been a couple of throwaway tracks where I've been like, hey, just let me make this weird sound in the background and see how that turns
Yeah.
out. And you were like, oh man,
Real.
you've been up too
Real.
long, bro.
Yeah, for real.
But playing it back, it
You're
sounded,
like, wait,
it was
wait,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
it was cool. So, just being able to experiment and be creative and try to lean maybe into that like nostalgic, more
Yeah.
more vibe. I would
Real. Exactly. And I was talking about your microphone and stuff, dude. The reason I got that is because I had this idea of, going out into I want to create experiences out of how we're making the music. And that's what I'm interested in with this is, going into some of these places that have meant, that mean a lot to me or something. And getting some field recordings of what it sounds like there, the water and the leaves, and then using that to create that atmosphere and turning those into the instruments and
That's
whatever.
I would say the best way to do it, just because most people are getting these standard fare sample packs. And
Yeah,
then
for
it
real.
gets overplayed. By
Exactly.
everybody. Whereas you're out capturing your own sound.
Real.
It's
It's
gonna have
authentic.
something
Yeah,
unique to it that
exactly.
no one else can have.
Dude,
Yes.
yeah. I also took I spent the past year taking piano lessons because I was like, I'm sick of not knowing how
We
to play
need
the
it.
piano,
I
dude,
know
for real.
we need it.
So yeah, well,
So,
it'll be
yeah.
a lot more of our own. Cause like half of our stuff is beats, you know. From
Yeah,
other
there's some
artists.
like smaller
Yeah.
like creators and stuff that we
Mhm.
acquire the beats,
Real,
right?
yeah.
But I
Because
think
sometimes it's way more beautiful than something I could create.
right,
And
right.
you
Or
know what
we
I'm saying?
hear a track and we're like, whoa, we can
Yeah,
really
we
do something
feel
crazy
this,
with this. We
yeah,
feel that, you
for
know,
real.
like you said, we feel it. And
Yeah.
I think Stillwater could be
It's happening.
more real with, you know, and just more totally us and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
work from the ground up, like you said, that simplistic sound.
Real. I'm thinking big chains, a lot of money. You know, we're on the come up, bro.
Break down low,
Yo,
right?
absolutely, dude, absolutely. Yup.
No, these are both good goals.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I agree.
Why not both, right?
Dude, yin yang,
Always.
for real. Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
So finally, where can people follow your work, stay connected, and support what you're building?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So if you guys want to check us out on Instagram, it's at stillwater.wave.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way. You can also check us out on
Spotify,
Apple Music,
Yeah,
YouTube as well.
for real.
I know I'm a YouTube girly, so all
Yeah,
the YouTube girlies,
yeah.
but
And we love we love adding like the visuals. We love the
the
video
visual,
aspect of
yes,
things.
yeah,
it's
the
fun.
aesthetics and
Yeah.
like you said, just the visual part of it is super cool too. So be sure to check out some of those clips on YouTube, on Insta.
Yeah.
But
And just to listen at all is
just to
dope.
listen at all,
Is that it
just-
is really genuinely nah, for real. I'm like, please, like, you know, but actually it's so, you know, it's so cool to be able to, you know, have an opportunity to live in a time where we can create something like that and share it with whoever can find it.
right.
So it's like if you stumble upon that and it resonates with you,
Yeah, if it speaks to you, man.
like, please, you know, say something even if you think it's stupid, because it literally
Yeah, well, you don't know how
it
much it would
lights
make a
us up.
difference.
It
Yeah,
does.
and
It does.
that's a motivator for sure, and
And we'll hit you with a follow back.
Yeah.
Don't even worry
Follow
about it.
for
Yeah,
follow, like
for
for
follow.
like.
Yup, exactly.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh!
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate your
Thank you,
time.
man.
Thank you.
And is there anything else that you guys would like to say?
I always gotta say peace, love, and Saturn. You already know, but yeah, Stillwater's gonna be dope, man.
Yeah, I think so too. No, dude, I honestly, it was like, dude, I really got thrown into the world of peace, love, and sadness. I've never heard you say that.
Really? It used to
Yeah.
be on all of the tags of like.
Oh,
Of my
fake.
I know, I was
fake
like, you're supposed to be
fan,
my
bro.
number one
Fake
fan.
Quit playing.
Wow.
Nah,
Like,
dude.
what is your handle
Anyways.
again?
Yeah, for real, for real.
Cut the
Dude,
cameras,
anyways,
cut the
dude,
mic,
I gotta cut
the
off my
mic.
day ones, bro. You know, we're on the come up.
No.
Nah, dude.
Okay. Yeah, we better go.
Yeah,
before-
nah. Well, wait. Last thing I want to say is genuinely, dude. I what you're doing is so cool, bro. And the fact that you're trying to showcase like people, you know, people who give people an
Need
opportunity
that
to share what they
space.
make, dude.
It's amazing.
This is awesome. I have so much respect for you, bro. And just like genuinely, I think it's sick. Thank you.
Appreciate it.